I think we're live. I have audio. Here we go.
I have audio, right?
Brought our audios in. Welcome, everyone. We're doing this.
Yo.
The Pro Wrestling Planet podcast live stream. Vito and the Brand are here. Vito, what is up, my man?
Yo. It's just us here Wednesday night. Yeah.
You're supposed to do
and
the
you know
line.
what that means.
There you go. So
doing our thing.
Here we are. Vito TV / Pro Wrestling Planet. Right now we're live on the Pro Wrestling Planet YouTube channel for the first time ever doing something
That's
like
awesome.
this. So this is crazy.
Groundbreaking. Tomorrow it'll be up on Vito TV.
Right, yes. It will not be saved on this channel here. If you want to watch it back, you'll have to go subscribe to Vito on Vito TV. That's kind of the way it works. But hey, we're doing stuff here. It is, like you said, it is Wednesday night, and
you know what that means.
we are reviewing AEW Dynamite for the night. I don't get this show till 8 o'clock. Vito gets it before I do. So for some folks, like if you're on the East Coast there, or just maybe even abroad, this show ended for you a few hours ago. So it might be semi-old news, but hey, here we are, and we're going to do this. Interesting show tonight, Vito. I got some complaints.
Oh, man.
I've got some peanut gallery complaints, but let's just go ahead and jump into it.
Okay. Well, the like AEW does, they start off with a bang, action right away, no wasting time.
Right into this battle royal.
Right into it for the interim world champion.
This casino battle royal, I forgot the rules, and they didn't really explain them right off the bat. Like, I was confused at the 5 guys starting the match, and then they sent out the next guys, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They're like card suits or whatever.
Yeah.
And
this is the casino battle royal.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh, okay, now I remember this. I gotcha.
So I found it weird that there was 3 guys already in the ring. And then Darby got his entrance, and then Eddie Kingston got his. All right. Wasn't that kind of weird?
Well, they were the guys that mattered, I guess.
Yeah. So Tony Nese, Daniel Garcia, and Lance Archer were the first 3 guys in the ring. Then Darby gets his, and Eddie Kingston gets his.
I'm glad you wrote down all the dudes, at least for the most part, because I was just like, the show had just started, and I'm like, yeah, but I really am not prepared to write all this down. But
I got it. I got it all.
Darby came in, and
I have a couple of grinded gears too, actually.
And it's about this battle royal. The battle royal to me was fine, but go ahead, Vito. What's the? So
my main problem, Brand, the rules of the battle royal are you have to get knocked over the top rope. Now, remind me, it was only in our lifetime, within the last 10 to 15 years, that people started actually going out of the battle royal, like through the middle rope or under the bottom rope.
And coming back in, yes.
Yeah. After Kingston went out, there was a point at the beginning of the battle royal where there was nobody in the ring.
Right? Darby
there was nobody.
Does the thing, like within the first 2 minutes, and it's like, wait a minute, guys, come on. At least try to stay in the ring.
Yeah. I thought Darby had got eliminated at some point because he did the coffin drop.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Something that'll upset the purists, for sure.
Yeah, that was a problem that I had. Not saying that I'm a purist, but that is going to be a huge problem that's going to be talked about.
Right.
But One thing I did get out of that part right there is I'd like to see Darby and Kingston in a good 20-minute banger. I'd like to see that.
That would be nice. You know, I was thinking about Keith Lee Murder Hawk. How they they teased that for a second there too, and
there was a moment.
I was like, all right, that seems interesting. I'd pay to see those dudes go at it.
Yeah,
looks pretty good.
So the next group of guys that came out after some good action, you know, Starks, Hager, Phoenix, which after Hager came out, you know, that put him and Daniel Garcia having the numbers. So they're like, oh, the numbers. But then both Swerve and Keith Lee came out together.
Right, yeah. So
I was like, what? Okay.
They didn't even pretend that it was random, I guess, this time around. I don't know.
Nope, because even later it gets even worse.
Yeah, right.
Way worse. So yeah, the Jazz had the numbers for 2 minutes, and then Keith Lee and Swerve came out. Swerve in their glory came out together.
Yeah, so I got ahead of myself a little bit there. Yes, but then we get the Keith Lee Murder Hawk standoff there, somewhere in there.
Yeah, because shortly after that, I didn't even write down like moves or anything. There was just so much going on in the Battle Royal.
There's really no point in writing it all down for about, you know what I mean? It's a Battle Royal.
I did write down entrances and exits.
Guys are doing stuff. They're punching and kicking and
spotting.
You know, yeah. I mean, there's a few more spots nowadays, but yeah.
The next thing that happens is Keith Lee, in all his glory, throws out Nice. And then in that little showdown you were just talking about, he then throws out Archer just like a couple seconds after he throws out Tony Nese. Which I can see Keith Lee and Archer putting on a nice big man rumble.
That's what I want to see, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
LFG on that one.
Yeah.
But take us through this. Who was the next group in?
We had John Silver and your guy, right? Takeshna. Not your guy.
Take shit up.
Take shit up. Then we had the Scissor Crew. All 3 of them.
See?
Platinum Max Caster and the Ass Boys. Colton and the other one. Austin. They even have a point in the match where they have like a 3-man scissor thing and like they do a scissor circle. A scissor circle, Brand.
Well, I mean, I guess if the Elite can have a super kick party, they can have a scissor circle.
Okay.
I guess it's kind of the idea behind that, but yeah.
Fair enough.
You know, imitation, the finest form of flattery. That's kind of what I think that these guys are doing here with this gimmick is they're like the Elite Junior. That's basically what they are.
Yeah.
So, I can see it. But no, then we get somewhere in here, we get the Swerve Keith Lee thing, right? Now, this happened after everyone gets in. This is beforehand, right? This is before we get the Joker and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, first we get the next group, so no one goes out next. The next group is Powerhouse Hobbs, both of Red Dragon together. Same entrance. They just run out together all gung-ho.
We're not even trying at this point.
And then we get Dante Martin and the returning Wheeler Yuta.
See, back
Ring
from
of Honor Pure Champion.
Back from the Japan Best of the Super Juniors.
Yes, Super Juniors. So I jumped ahead of myself. This is when I thought Darby eliminated himself because he did some coffin drop off the top rope to the outside.
Yeah, okay,
and I did not see.
He leaves again for the second time.
I did not see how he got up there. Brandon stepped away from. Look at that sweet sweater back there.
It's live. We're live, pal. I had to grab my drinks.
I know. I was just telling the people how sweet that sweater is back there.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. So I did not see how Darby got up the top rope. I'm gonna have to go back and see how he does that. But so then after that's the scissor spot, and then Max Caster is eliminated by Phoenix.
Yeah, right. It's like they just changed the pronunciations all of a sudden. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Gotta say it fast.
Now we get Phoenix instead of
Ray
Phoenix.
We gotta pronounce it like the Spanish do.
Why correct us after all this time, though? But whatever. It's neither here nor there.
So then we have Phoenix and Lee throw out the Ass Boys, and it was pretty cool because Phoenix does like this kick where he I think he kicks them both or something like that, and Keith Lee, they're lethargic on the ropes, and Keith Lee does like a double clothesline or a double face push or something, and they both go over the top. It's like a little tandem thing. But then right after that, old Swervey tosses them right over the top. So
already teasing the dissension there between those guys.
I was trying to get a look of Keith Lee, trying to see am I pissed off or am I giving you the nod? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't see it. The camera really wasn't focusing on it. So I don't know if we have to be worried about it or not, but
it seemed like they showed him pissed after he was eliminated, but I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just
we'll find out connected. More. Is Rampage live this Friday or is it tape?
They are starting to do some live ones now, I think. So this week might be live. I know they did last week's live. I'm pretty sure because it was in a different arena.
So now, after the Swerve toss out Lee, now is when I get kind of a letdown. Because now it's Joker time.
The Joker card. The all-important Joker card.
I could have thrown...
Will it be the Riddle box? Will it be the Great Malenko? No, it's Andrade.
It's the Ringmaster. Oh, no. I'm always hoping for Cesaro every time there's a secret. I want him. I want him in AEW. I don't want him to go back to Vince, and I feel like
I knew it wasn't going to be Cesaro because I could he was on Twitch just like while it was going on. So I looked at Twitch right before the show started, and of course there's the time difference. But I was looking through my Twitch right before Dynamite started, and the only one live that I follow was Claudio. And I'm like, oh, I guess he's not on AEW tonight.
Yeah.
Ow. Anyway.
I'm not a Twitcher, so I don't.
You got to be on the Twitch, man.
So Andrade is our Joker because he hasn't been there in a while in the ring, I guess.
And was it just me, or was no one into him as the Joker? It seemed kind of like a.
No one wanted him as a Joker.
It went over like a lead balloon. It was kind of disappointing, I think, to the crowd.
People were more happy to see Wheeler Yuta than to see Andrade.
He is a heel and everything, but still, I don't know. It was just weird.
Well, a Joker should be someone new to the company or someone who hasn't been on TV for a long time.
Which kind of with Andrade, but still. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, of course, it seems
still been around.
It's right. He's been doing promos and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, the newly married Andrade. Congratulations. Little cheers.
Yeah, straight up. Hey, Charlotte Flair. He got Charlotte Flair. Good for him.
Married into the Flair family, so there you go.
Yeah, David Flair is now his brother-in-law. Good for you, buddy.
Rosy cheeks.
So enough about Andrade. The next elimination is Hobb eliminates Silver, the Johnny Hungy, the Meat Man.
Johnny Hungy.
Now, here's the thing.
The current BTE champ.
This, I have it written down that I don't know who did it. I think Hagar eliminated Garcia and Kingston. Did you see that? Did you see Garcia and Kingston get eliminated?
I saw the Kingston elimination, yes. And I was very surprised.
Did you see how they got to the apron?
How it went down.
Did you see Garcia and Kingston, how they got to the apron?
Didn't they just like... No, I guess not.
They stepped through the ropes to get there. Both of them at the same time.
Okay. Well, see, there you go.
I don't know why a fuss wasn't made because they did not go over the top rope. They both stepped through the ropes to go fight each other on the apron for some reason. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. But
okay. So it's more of a dispute thing that you're just having within yourself. You're just like, how could that?
Yeah.
How could they have let that go?
They're not fighting for it. I thought that's what Kingston was going to do later, but we'll talk about that.
Right.
But I don't think they're eliminated. But what's next here? Yuta, pure champ, throws out Hagar. That is a surprising moment right there.
You just can't drive 55, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see. We're running through these. What's next? Team Taz, Starks and Hobbs. See, Hobbs has just got done doing Silver. Now they're working together to take out what's your guy? Say his name. What's Takeshna?
Take Shita.
Take Shita. So right. Team Taz takes out Take Shita and Dante Martin.
They've been flirting with the Dante Martin thing, but yeah, I wasn't surprised to see him get tossed out when he did.
With that, I would rather anyone but Team Taz take him out.
Right.
Honestly. Because when it comes to telling stories in battle royals, it's not necessary to rehash old stuff.
Right.
I really hope they don't say something about, we threw you out, Dante, because I don't need that in my life.
It's kind of weak.
Yeah. Phoenix kicks out Starks, boots him right out of there. Then we got something interesting that I thought was cool. Swerve protected Darby from I didn't write down who it was, but from Andrade and I think Kyle O'Reilly.
Right, but then he ends up throwing him out anyway.
Yeah, eventually, but they do some cool teamwork until then.
He's the one that he didn't throw him out, but he dodged his move or whatever, and it basically threw him out. But yeah. They have
I thought it was cool.
They have that Defy history.
Yeah. So I thought it was cool that he protected him, and then they end up working together.
Shout out Defy Wrestling, Pacific Northwest.
Oh, yeah, Pacific Northwest. Boom. Where we at? Bam, bam. So Darby threw out Fish. Swerve then took out Darby, like you just said. And then Andrade took out Swerve. And they had a little thing a while back. Phoenix and Andrade, they had that whole thing. Lucha Brothers, Pac, that whole last year or so.
Right.
I'd like to see just Phoenix and Andrade with no outside interference, just a good Andrade Phoenix match. I think that would be so good. Even 20 minutes in the main event. I love it. All right. What happened next? Yuta. Man, Yuta's back. Yuta took out Hobbs.
Got to keep up that push. He's in that group.
Yep.
He's in that group with Danielson and them.
Good night.
But you know Bryan Danielson, but we'll foreshadow that.
Yeah. So now we're down to the final four, right? 2 faces, 2 heels. That's how it works in Battle Royals. And of course they team up, you know, like they do in the final four of a Battle Royal. That old shtick.
That old chestnut.
We got O'Reilly and Andrade teaming up against Yuta and Phoenix. You know, to see who can bang them out easily. Now we got Yuta takes out Andrade. But first Andrade takes out Phoenix. And then at the end, O'Reilly takes out Yuta. O'Reilly's your winner.
Kyle O'Reilly, man.
You like how I played that out?
You know, I swear they did this just to troll me. You know, I said a couple weeks ago about how, you know, I wasn't sold on O'Reilly being in the main event. And like, here we go with this.
Yep, they got you.
It's just one of those things. I was surprised Andrade didn't win.
Andrade Mox would have been great.
You know, Kyle O'Reilly is fine, and I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna get off on too big of a tangent here, but you know, he's like, as far as work rate goes, you can argue he's right there with the tops of the top, right? So you can't argue with that. But my issue is that there's just, I want to see another dimension on this guy. You know, that was kind of part of the issue, and they played that up, you know, during his last days in NXT, you know, his personality and all that. I'm not saying you got to give him like a goofy personality or, you know, whatever, try to make him into, you know, in NXT, they're trying to him into Orange Cassidy 2.0.
Cool Kyle.
Yeah, or whatever that was. I don't think you have to do that. But we need something else. We need something else to open us up to the guy.
What if you were to join the BCC or the B Black, whatever it's called?
No, yeah, the BCC. No, I think he would have fit in better than, I don't know, maybe better than Yuta. You know, I don't know. But that's not really where he's coming from now. Now he's, you know, he's been mixed in with the Red Dragon thing, and they're associated with the elite and stuff now, or the, you know, the undisputed elite, if you will, or whatever it is. So, I don't know. I just think that we need to know more about him. We need to see something else from him, because as good of a worker as he is, he's kind of viewed as like a kind of a Foot Clan goon with the way that they've presented him. So it's just kind of weird, but you know, that's just, you know, it's neither here nor there. Either way, yeah, no, and you know, and it's funny that Jim Ross compared him to Bryan Danielson later in the show, because that's, you know, I've made that comparison before, and that's also kind of part of it, is that, you know, he already, you know, Bryan Danielson already has that gimmick of being like the workhorse, like underdog guy. So anyway, let's move along, Vito. We get the All Atlantic Championship unveiling video. What's your take on this? Do we need another belt, bro? What is going on?
We do not need another singles title in AEW.
I thought they were unveiling the trios titles here.
I wrote that right here. Thought it was trios.
Right.
I was like, Kenny Omega's coming back with some trios belts? No.
Like that.
No, and I'm glad they gave us the quick tournament matches right now.
Right. We
They're
actually
like,
get to see the bracket It's not like a mystery.
Yeah, and it's quick too. Not a lot of matches.
Right.
So,
it's an 8-man instead of a 16-man.
Yeah. So
that's nice. I'll take it. But yeah, no, they're going to crown this guy at Forbidden Door. So maybe this is just a way. I think that they set up this title as a way to send a title to send somebody back to Japan with. Would you agree with that? That's kind of what this is set up
I was
for.
thinking
you
that
notice
kinda...
they have the one match that's the NJPW match.
Yeah.
In the bottom right corner. We don't even know who's going to be in that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that this belt is going to be something that it could be foreigners are going to be having it a lot. You're not going to see it a lot on AEW because they're going to be probably defending it on New Japan Strong.
Right, they'll defend it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Take it other places. You know, I just thought of that as we were talking it through just now. But yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you know what that does? That gets AEW's name out there. If you're seeing the AEW All Atlantic Championship being defended on New Japan Strong between Tanahashi and let's just say Goto. We skipped that part, but let's just say Tanahashi and Goto for the All Atlantic Championship. But
could happen.
Yeah, that's what it does. It gets AEW's name out there. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to see where it goes. Give me those damn trios belts, though.
And they could even pass it around other promotions too, possibly. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Maybe we'll see it down AAA.
See, yeah, that's the second thing I was thinking as well. We then get Buddy Matthews versus Pac.
The first match of the All Atlantic Championship tournament.
Match of the tournament. Now, I noticed that they introduced Pac as the Bastard Pac.
The Bastard.
Have they always done this? Or is this a new thing?
Yes, and I don't think it'll stop because I think it's in Justin Roberts' contract that he has to remain the Bastard because Justin Roberts just loves saying it. You can hear it. It's like he gets a little tear in his eye when he says it. The Bastard. It's funny.
I don't know. I was just thinking that it was very TNA-rific. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's been the Bastard since he got here.
I never noticed until tonight.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. No,
maybe I have.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, no, Justin Roberts says it the same every time. He sounds like a little kid in a candy shop when he says it.
Maybe it was just the way Excalibur emphasized it tonight.
Yeah.
This is a good match. Pac ends up winning. They have a standoff with the House of Black and Death Triangle. So that's going to be the cornerstone of the trios division once they do get it up and running. You have to think. Along
I have
with the
quick
elite.
notes on this.
Go for it,
in the beginning, they did the in and out of ring stuff.
Right.
Usually you do that once or twice. They did it for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
The back and forth.
Yeah, it was too much and annoying. The other thing is, did you hear Jim Ross explain the tournament dramatically?
Oh, did you hear him do that? He went on another one of his Ross rants.
Single elimination. That means if you lose, you're out, buddy. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's what a tournament is. Cool.
Well, I mean, the New Japan tournaments. I mean, maybe that's what he had in his mind because you have the A block, C block, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
The cock block. And
no one wants the cock block.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking back to high school.
No,
there for a second.
Cock block.
But
the finish was interesting. First of all, one of my favorite moves is the Poison Rana, and that was a beautiful Poison Rana. The boot in the corner from the Poison Rana when it took him all the way back. The boot in the corner looked like it missed.
Looks great, but always makes my stomach drop when I see it, that Poison Rana.
Yes. Did you catch the boot in the corner right before the Black Arrow?
It was a phantom boot.
Yeah. It looked like it went off like a foot. Yeah. So then the Black Arrow looked amazing, like it always does. But the boot, not good.
Well,
So I got dry mouth really bad. So
me too,
I'm drinking
bro.
a lot.
I'm stacked up on the drinks tonight. Yeah, so Pac advances. Then we get Eddie Kingston in the back. He threatens Jericho and whoever, Garcia.
Everybody.
Yeah, just basically the whole jazz. He does the stop counting me down line that MJF used last week, and that they both ripped off from Stone Cold in '96. So take that for what it's worth. But then they go to break. Then we get Trent in the ring. He calls out FTR, says him and Romero want a rematch.
It's best friends day.
Right? And there was no best
That's
friends.
so sad, dude.
What's up with that?
I almost cried a tear for Trent Beretta. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, FTR come out. They agree. They say it's not their fault. It was Will Ospreay's bitch boys.
Okay, now there's a problem.
Right?
I found out tonight you're not supposed to say Will Ospreay's name on TV. I found that out tonight. You're not supposed to say it. It's like he's like Beetlejuice.
Right. You say his name and he comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there it was.
It's not good.
We get Will Ospreay, comes out to a huge pop. Cool to see. His group, United Empire, runs in and attacks everyone in the ring. Now, I'm confused because FTR... So are the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb in this group too? Because they weren't there tonight. And he was saying, I'm really just confused. Maybe they just...
Your boy did some research.
Jump to this.
I did some research because I was confused. And so here's what we got. So Will Ospreay came down with Aaron Hanair, I'm guessing. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
And that's one of his bitch boys. The other two bitch boys they called the Aussie Open, which I thought was a tennis tournament.
Right.
Apparently it's a tag team.
Or a golf
made
tournament,
up of
whichever.
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. Okay. Neither of them have much of a Wikipedia page, I'll tell you that right now. But they have a Wrestlepedia or whatever that is.
Right.
So I looked into this United Empire. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the players in this. Okay.
All right.
Aaron Hanair was the other guy in the ring.
Okay.
He was placed 250 of the top 500 in 2018. Then there's Francesco Akira. He got 306 out of 500 in 2021.
So this is like the PWI 500?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have been clear on that.
No, it's fine.
Great O'Khan, of course. And Will Ospreay. Also, TJP is in that group.
Interesting.
TJ Perkins.
Okay.
Huh, who would have thought? And, of course, Jeff Cobb.
Okay, so they are a part of the group, but they weren't there tonight.
Yes.
Well, it would have been nice to have them there for this to follow up on the angle, but this still worked. The crowd loved it.
Yeah.
Not much to complain about, really, but yeah, thanks for clearing up the confusion.
There are 8 guys. 8 guys in the United Empire.
And when the Japanese do stables, they go all out. None of these 3-4 dude stables. There's got to be at least 7-8 dudes.
Yeah.
In the stable.
And B. Priestley used to be in it, but her and Will Ospreay broke up, and now they're not. She's not in it.
To even take this to even take them seriously, you got to at least have like 7 dudes.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get Kyle O'Reilly promo. Regal's back there to chastise him, say he'll be on commentary, to watch his demise or what have you. Kyle then cuts a promo running through all of his recent wins and such, and
he was hyped.
It it set up the match for later on. And then we get David Finlay and Adam Page. Hangman is back, comes out to a huge pop. Adam Cole on commentary. Don't want to skip over that, though.
No, David Finlay came out with a shillelagh. Did you see that?
Tribute to
shillelagh in hand. I was like, yeah. Whoop, whoop.
I remember
no
when
way Finlay would come out without a shillelagh.
I remember when he was the Belfast Bruiser in WCW.
Yeah. And he had a mullet.
Yep. Oh, those are good times. Well, this
it did seem to me like Finlay was wrestling as a heel, as the heel in the match.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. They had a nice match here. Started with Finlay getting the heat. Page takes over. He shines a little bit. Pretty standard, basic stuff, but you don't need to rewrite the book. Page is back to drinking beers with the fans again. So that's kind of nice to see. Finlay took back over, starts working Page's leg. That was basically the story of the match, trying to work over Hangman's bum knee or what have you.
Yeah, sold the knee the whole match.
Yep. They did a cool spot where Page tried to do a baseball slide and he got caught in the apron. I'm not sure if that was a botch, but it looked interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't know if I did catch the end of that. I didn't catch the setup for it, I guess.
Yeah, he just, he did the baseball slide and ended up sliding under the apron, and they made it work. It looked cool. When it was all said and done, it looked all right. They get back into the ring. Finlay keeps working the leg. Then we go to the commercial. We get the picture-in-picture. And during that, I'll have you know that during the commercial sequence, we had a back-to-back. We had a commercial with a woman shaving her pubic hair. And then we went right into a pizza commercial after that for Pizza Hut. So... it
was a Pizza Hut.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. Don't know if we want to be putting those two things together personally, but hey, I guess they paid their ad money just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Hangman takes back over for his comeback, but his leg is hobbled. It did a pretty good job of making you think that the leg was going to keep him from winning. But he's able to tough it out. He ends up hitting the buckshot anyway and getting the win.
Which he also kind of sold the neon. Neon? That's funny.
Neon Knights.
He kind of had a hesitation once he hit his feet for the buckshot, which he still kind of sold the knee. Which
he was selling the knee well the whole match. Absolutely.
Those little things that make you a great wrestler. And Hangman Adam Page is a great wrestler.
I asked myself at this point why Adam Cole was even on commentary. And then we figure it out, of course, as we get here. But I was also left confused by this, Vito. See if you can straighten this out for me. Page gets on the mic. He challenges Okada. Cole interrupts and says, hey, don't get ahead of yourself. Jay White may be the champion. And that part I did understand. But then from there, I really don't know. I just kind of went off a thing. He said AEW is all about Adam Cole. And I don't know. We're just kind of like, I don't really know what he was trying to get across here before the...
Yeah. I don't know. He said something like, you're not even a champion anymore or something.
It was weird.
And then he's like, he said something. He's like, I'm Shane Douglas now. And I'm like, what? Why? And then,
oh my God, he said that? See, yeah, that's why I was like,
no, he said that he's the franchise of AEW.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right. I see. Okay.
But I was like, why are you, I don't understand. He didn't be like, he wasn't out there and was like, no, I want Okada. that's what I thought he was going to do. Like they're going to argue over Okada,
Right.
but they didn't. He just talked shit and said that he was the franchise.
It's one of those things where
But when I hear the franchise, I automatically think Shane Douglas.
it's one of those points where just sometimes like just the bullet points don't quite work and it just kind of ends up going nowhere. But I guess that's kind of where we are with this, like a standstill. The New Japan show is this weekend, I believe, so we'll get the finality probably on all that by the time the next Dynamite rolls around.
Yeah, on Sunday is Tanahashi and Goto.
See, there you go.
And Okada and Jay White, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, check that out, of course. There might even be some AEW dudes on there. You never know.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to watch that.
Wardlow comes out for a promo, says he wasn't in the Battle Royal because he doesn't want to be the temporary champion, basically. He says he wants to beat Punk. But then he turns around and challenges for the TNT title. So
I'm cool with that.
It's fine.
I had no problems with that. And I want to see Wardlow and Scorpio. I think that'd be a good match.
Yeah, it's better to start him out there than push him right into like the title scene, which is like what a lot of people were kind of have been talking about, which I think would be a mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scorpio Sky comes out with Lambert and Page, and they yell at him. Wardlow says, hey, you heal up to 110%. I'm all elite now, so I'll be waiting for you. And then we get Mark Sterling backstage, challenges Wardlow to either face him in court or face 20 security guards in a match
I just want to give props to Mark Sterling, okay? Remember the Bobby Heenan family?
The Heenan family, yes. I
want to look up either you or anyone watching or any videos watching later or anyone future watching this video later. I want you to look up and see how many clients Bobby Heenan had at one time. The most clients Heenan had at one time. Because Mark Sterling is sitting in a lot of different places right now. He's got a lot of irons in the fire, as it were.
Right.
So shout out to Mark Sterling for being all over AEW TV.
There had to have been only a handful. I don't really see it. Okay, so now I didn't even realize this off the top of my head, but many different versions. There's the AWA version, NWA, WWA, WWF, which seems to be the biggest, but not all at one time. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over 20 guys. But of course,
how many
these
at the same time?
It doesn't. Well, okay. It has a membership timeline. I don't know. I'd have to sit here and count, but it looks like the most ever was in '88 when you had Arn Anderson, Tully, Hercules, Brooklyn Brawler, Andre, Haku, Harley Race, Rick Rude, and Terry Taylor. So 9 dudes.
Yeah.
It looks like that was the biggest.
Yeah, Sterling is not quite there, but
1988.
He's well on his way. Well, I mean, if you count 20 dudes, that's going to have to wrestle Goldberg or Wardlow. My bad.
Goldlow.
Wardberg.
Yeah, there you go. Vito, next we had Thunder Rosa versus Marina Shafir. Take us through this.
Oh, hold on a second. You're glossing over something real big.
Oh, did I miss some promos?
There was a backstage segment.
Okay, fill us in on this and then take us beyond it. Oh, the Young Bucks thing. Gosh, that's right.
Bucks were bragging about them beating this person and that person. They were interrupted by the Hardys, which Simon Miller would say, that's one for AEW and blah, blah. I love his counts. Anyway, moving on. Luchasaurus shows up, and Christian, being a loudmouth, sets up a 3-way ladder match, baby. AEW World Tag Team title matches. Because we're only doing tag team title matches in 3 ways now. That'll be a third one. Third time in a row that the AEW titles have been contested in triple threat matches.
And beyond that, we're going to send Jeff Hardy into a ladder match.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll have to see how it goes.
This is the nail in the coffin.
I guess he's just going balls to the wall, but
yeah,
until the wheels fall off, rather.
That's what Punk said.
That should be interesting.
Now we got Thunder and Marina Shafir.
Here we go.
The problem.
This is a huge problem, Vito, and I finally figured it out.
No, that's her name.
Well, it is a problem, though.
Did you know she's married to Roderick Strong? I found that out a while back.
Roddy?
Yeah. Marina Shafir is married to Roderick Strong.
Roddy's still being held hostage in NXT.
Yes.
Or what have you. Anyway, Vito, did you take any notes for this match?
A few.
A
couple.
Lay it on us, brother.
Starting with the O-line of the Chiefs' front row.
We got to have those complimentary offensive line tickets in every football city we go to.
It starts out with a lot of reversals, which you're going to see. Then they just kind of kick the shit out of each other. I did notice that Marina spent the whole entire match fixing her top.
Yeah. Same way
every couple minutes.
Mox had to keep pulling up his pants in the main event too, but we'll get to that.
Oh man. Yeah, it ended kind of lackluster. The match was just kind of mediocre, I guess.
Here's the problem, Vito. I'm gonna sum it up for you right now, all right? Thunder Rosa, okay, I never really bought that Shafir was going to win this match, and I'll tell you why. I finally figured it out, dude. Thunder Rosa is like, she cannot sell. She sells nothing. She literally she no-sold like all of Shafir's offense. I never bought that she was in like actual trouble in this match at all. Case in point, and then beyond that, right? After the match ends, Shafir attacks her, right? Puts her in this like submission thing.
It's a good submission.
Right, but Thunder Rosa can't even sell that. She's just like laying there dead, which that's kind of what you do on some chokes or whatever, but I want to see some sort of movement. It wasn't
a choke, was it?
It was like a weird kind of choke type thing. I don't really know what it was exactly.
I thought it was almost like an armbar leg thing. I may not remember right.
But there was some pressure on the head, too. It was like an inverted, I don't know. Go back and watch
you're
it.
Right.
But Thunder Rosa, she doesn't sell that, all right? And then after Tony Storm comes in and makes the save, we can't just let Tony Storm make the save and then have a standoff. Thunder Rosa's got to get up straight up from the submission that she was just in, completely no-sell it, and then she hits a move on Shafir.
Yeah, it puts her in her submission.
Right.
Right? Oh, no, she has hit the move.
She hits the move, and then they have and then her and Tony Storm have like a standoff. You could have done that without her hitting that move, without making Shafir look like ridiculous.
Yeah, that match was for me.
Thunder Rosa, I don't know what the deal is. Like, I don't think she forgot how to sell. I swore I've seen her sell in matches before. But
have you heard the online rumors?
She had no interest in selling tonight, Vito. None.
Have you heard the online rumors about her?
I have not.
Apparently not on MJF's level, but apparently she's unhappy with the way
way she's being presented.
her creative, I guess, and it all stems from her after Double or Nothing. She was not on that Dynamite or that Rampage, not even a backstage segment. And the internet picked up on that, and I guess she had something to say about that too.
I read that she went home because she was sick. Like her and her friends were sick, apparently, is what I read. I don't know if I read that or if I heard Dave say that on the Observer. Can't really tell you which that was.
But I don't speculate. I just say certain things that I hear, but I haven't really noticed that she doesn't sell. But that match was flat. It was very flat.
Go back and watch this and she does not sell. She did not sell anything. Maybe it was because they were hurrying. But, like, you got to give these moves some time to sink in. You know, she's back up and doing stuff, and that's one thing I will not tolerate in my wrestling, Vito. You know, you can do a spot fest all you want. That kind of stuff doesn't get me upset. But at some point,
make it look real.
At some point, we got to sell the moves, I think.
Hey, it's still real to us, right?
Well, anyway, rant over on that. We go to a backstage segment. Jade and company. Red Velvet challenges Chris Statlander from Rampage. For Rampage.
Oh, this is my favorite line of the night right here. Stokely calls her Kristen Highlander.
Right?
Oh, I popped for that, dude. I laughed so hard. I was like, I'm writing that down. Kristen Highlander. Oh, man. I love that. I love Chris Statlander. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, Stokely does the heavy lifting in the segment, of course, but they get the point across, and then, you know, Jade does her little thing where she, demeans out Shivani, which I don't know what the point of all that is either, but it is what it is.
Shivani likes being a whipping boy.
Right.
He takes shit from you every week.
Hey now. Shivani. Then we get the main event. Oh, no, wait. Well, they recap what's going to be a loaded Dynamite for next week, and then we get the main event. Kyle O'Reilly versus Mox. The winner gets Tanahashi at the Forbidden Door, I believe. Correct?
Tanahashi or Goto.
Oh, okay. That's right. So, yeah, there is a match.
They're going at it on Wednesday. Or on Sunday.
Okay. Well,
Regal on commentary.
Regal out on commentary. Mox starts this match with some extended shine. They trade some stiff elbows. Mox starts bleeding from the mouth real early on. This leads to O'Reilly taking over for the Heat just in time for, you guessed it, the picture-in-picture, brother. It's almost like clockwork, like when the heel takes over. Here we go, picture-in-picture. We'll be right back. Or don't go anywhere, as Excalibur would say. Now, when I look back, Mox is on the outside doing offense again, but then O'Reilly does a big kick spot, sends Mox into the guardrail. O'Reilly's heat continues. I wish I could have heard the crowd during this part. We were in the picture-in-picture, because then it would be nice to kind of gauge like how they were treating O'Reilly versus.
That's a good point.
During his heavy heat segment here, but we don't get to hear that, unfortunately. We come back from the break just in time for a superplex by Mox. Then they trade leg kicks and some strikes. Then they both do like a double kick to each other, and they're down. And
okay,
go ahead, Vito. Step in here.
Okay, that double boot,
yes,
was very nice.
I like that whole segment. That whole
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. Because
It was
after the
good.
double boot, Moxley got Kyle in the sleeper hold, which led to him getting out of it by biting the rope and gets the referee's 4 count. Mox let go of him. He's still biting the rope. Moxley does this kick the middle rope, which to me, I automatically thought the reverse of a curb stomp.
Right.
Doesn't it seem like that? It's like the reverse curb stomp.
Right. No, that happened right after the kick.
Yeah. It was
O'Reilly
like the
puts
double
him in the
boot,
submission. Yeah.
and then a sleeper hold, and then he kind of went to the bite the rope thing.
Yes.
Oh man.
And then
Yeah.
it's like a reverse curb stomp. Yeah.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
Basically. Very brutal. Never seen anything like that in a match.
No.
He probably stole it from someone in GCW, though. I'll bet you anything.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a GCW
I'll
thing.
bet you that's a Nick,
for sure.
That's a Nick Gage special. If I've ever seen one.
Except for instead of the rope, it was probably a light tube.
Right, exactly. Yes. I almost guarantee 100% that right there.
Yeah, that was an engagement for sure. So another point I want to say is there was an RKO out of nowhere, and Excalibur, or actually Regal is on commentary, so it's the man in the mask, said, what do you say, like, oh, a cutter, and Ross says, that's as close to a stunner as you're gonna get, or something about a stunner, something along those lines. And I was like, ooh, we're gonna have a little move battle back and forth here. Stunner, cutter, stunner, cutter, stunner,
right.
cutter. It was definitely a cutter out of nowhere.
More insipid commentary from Jim Ross.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have a few sound bites from this show that make it into Botchamania, I would imagine. Either way, even though that wasn't a botch, but, we talked about the thing earlier.
Yeah.
Then they kind of go 50-50 for a bit. They trade Germans. Then they do a double clothesline spot, multiple of them. I thought it was great, where they're both just kind of clotheslining the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
From close distance. And then they get the "This is awesome" chant. So, job well done. The crowd's happy with their main event. Mox hits the Regal knee, paradigm shift, gets the win. The end seemed a little rushed to me, but otherwise, great match. I wish they could have had about 5 more minutes.
I was under false pretenses in my own head. I thought he got the title tonight.
Yeah,
but apparently he doesn't get the title until Forbidden Door.
Right. He's got to
wrestles.
He's got to beat
Tanahashi or Goto.
Right. It's like a mini tournament.
Yeah.
Which it's weird that we're having a bigger tournament for this other belt than their interim belt, but whatever. We're not going to ask questions.
Another thing I wanted to bring up is there was another time that Punk was an interim champion.
WWE?
Mm-hmm. You remember? I thought about this earlier.
Is that when they did the thing where he left and then they made a new champion and then he
Cult
came
of
back?
Personality era. Yep.
Yeah.
He left with that. I'll never forget this. He's got one leg over the guardrail and he's holding the spinner belt.
Yeah.
He's blowing McMahon a kiss.
Yeah.
Yep. Then he left. He took that picture of the belt in his freezer. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. He's been interim champion before.
And that's just another one of the many parallels with this MJF angle, which no mention of this week. I think I'll mention that, by the way, before we wrap up, unless they said something on commentary or I missed it. No mention of MJF this week, correct?
No mention of MJF. And actually, every time Tony's been on a podcast or anything like that, someone always asks him about MJF, and he always says, I'm not going to respond to that.
He keeps delegating the answers, huh? Well,
Brandon, I have changed my previous statement, my previous opinion from before. I'm gonna call this a work with
uh,
the shooty edge.
oh no, definitely it's a work shoot. No, it's, they took this real life thing and have made it into a storyline now.
I'm not even sure
That
how
much is clear.
fully real life it is, because I understand this contract's up in 2024, but I'm not sure that he's really hurting for money. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's just an angle they put out there. Tony Khan does not make anyone hurt for money, especially MJF.
It's possible. But then you got to go back down the rabbit hole of the whole fan fest thing being a work, which I guess it could have been. So yeah, there's a lot of conflicting reports when it comes to all that, but it's kind of one of those things. I think you kind of take some speculation, maybe just a little bit of a dabble of truth, and just kind of mix it in, and there you go. And then you have the storyline, But no, yeah, it definitely is a storyline at this point, but they're going full throttle with it. They've taken them out of the promotional material. They yank them off the website and the merchandise store, which for you listeners,
number for your shirt.
Which I'll tell you, listeners, I've been telling Vito that when we got off of the show last week, the next morning, I got to thinking about it. Well, this was after Dynamite last week. I was thinking about it that next morning, and I'm like, man, they're probably going to sell this, and they're gonna pull his merch and pull him off the website. You watch. And I just had a feeling they were going to do this. So I went and ordered the MJF shirt, and my order went through. As far as I know, I was charged. And see, the thing is, so when you order from them, everything pretty much is like print to press or whatever, right? Or like made to order. So I got a confirmation saying that my shirt would be printed within 5 to 7 business days. And then I would be emailed a tracking number for the shirt. For the order once they were done and they had it shipped out. Now, I haven't gotten that second confirmation yet. Of course, I got the order in literally hours before he was pulled from the page. Like, we'll let the listeners and viewers in on this now. So, the saga of the shirt, hopefully I'll have an answer next week. And I'll have a tracking number next week. And I guess I hopefully got in just right under the wire to get this shirt. However long they're going to sell this for. So, Vito, rate this show for us, pal.
I was just thinking about that. Let me look through my notes real quick. I think the only thing that's going to take it down is that women's championship match, because I just did not enjoy that at all. So I'm going to take it to I'm going to say 4 today.
Wow.
Because I really liked that Battle Royal. It was, I enjoyed it a lot.
You're being generous, pal.
I'm an AEW guy, you know me.
You're being a little bit generous here. This, there was some good things on here. Overall, though, this is probably like my least favorite episode we've done since we started doing this.
Wow.
When I look at it as a whole. So I'm going to give it 2.75.
Wow.
It's down there for me.
Is it the Battle Royal?
I think part of it was the Battle Royal, yeah. And then the women's match. That was half the show, really, is those two things.
Yeah, it was half the show, yeah.
And I just, we got to have, they can't all be winners. It was a fine show.
Yeah.
But just not one I would really want to watch again, I don't think. I don't know.
Opinions.
Opinions. Everyone's got one. They're like a-holes, brother.
So,
what do we want them to do, Vito? Where do you want it? Where can we find Vito TV? YouTube.com. Am I correct?
YouTube.com. I need more followers before I can get me a slash. So
if you miss,
just gotta type in Vito TV.
If you miss any of this video, you can watch the replay back on Vito TV. So go subscribe to him over there. You
can type in Vito and the Brand. You'll find us.
Yes. You are more than likely already subscribed to Pro Wrestling Planet if you are watching this video right now live. So while you're doing that, I don't know, check out pwplanet.com. All of our other links are in there. There's the Spotify link, the Twitter, the Facebook, the et cetera, et cetera. So go check that out, pwplanet.com. And Vito, I'm sweating my A off. I got to get out of here, bro.
Oh, man, it's hot. Me too.
Give me some Too Sweet Love, and we will send the folks home. Till next week. Ow! Have mercy.